this game?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All
Let's
right.
go.
We're going to start this game one in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pass it out to our casting team of Best T, Maker, and LeConte. Take it away, guys.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the quarterfinals here. ClassicMetal versus Valently. And ClassicMetal going for an interesting build indeed. Moles and Barbed Wire are in his deck. Meanwhile, Valently going with his usual triple tier 1s.
I wouldn't say this is a unusual build for Classic Metal. He's been using Barbed Wire to good effect for most of the tournament. He really likes the Fox, so he does go with the Fox as well. Sniper Balloon has become a staple unit in this tournament, so both players do have the Sniper Balloon. The Moles are a bit of an odd one out, but perhaps there will be, maybe in this game or in one of the later games, he can pull off a Mole Rush of sorts. We'll see how that goes.
Now, I'm a little bit curious about Valently's builds, is that he's not going for any tier 3 units. He's actually going to go full-on tier 1 with one tier 2, and then he's going to go Sniper Balloon and Artillery, which is not really something we've seen from him. At least not the Artillery.
No, the Artillery was more or less just a dead bones thing for most of the tournament, but perhaps Valently has picked up on the fact that it is really good for securing map position, and he doesn't have tier 3, but the Artillery cannon definitely has the firepower of a tier 3 unit and has the cost to back that up. So if he can get a good position and get control of the 3 windmills in the middle of the map, denying them from Classic Metal, then he does have a good shot of winning the game as it goes later.
All right, we do see ClassicMetal plopping down a Barbed Wire right now onto that elevation right outside his base. And, speaking of these bases here, this map, it's a pretty flat map, I have to say.
More or less. I would say Valently does have a bit of an advantage because he has those 2 forward grist mills that are on the high ground. I want to point out that the Barbed Wire from Classic Metal is really well placed. It denies access or easy access onto the high ground right outside his base. And Valently, unless he goes Lizards, can't kill the Barbed Wire, so he's basically blocked from using that high ground as a staging point for an attack.
And it does look like Valently will be opting for an early Ferret Warren instead, plopping that down pretty fast as soon as his 8 farms were done and 3 Squirrel Warrens. In the meantime, Classic Metal still opting to build up a Squirrel army.
Fairly standard. Squirrels are good value for what they cost, so building squirrels is a good idea. Valently doesn't have tier 3, so I think it makes sense that he goes with earlier tier 2 to apply some pressure while he can. He should add in some pigeons soon to be able to contest the high ground with his ferrets. Otherwise, he has no way of seeing what's up there. He goes for the forward base. I'm not sure if he scouted the base to the south or right to the southeast of his main base, but perhaps his plan is to fortify this position with his artillery and sniper.
And here we go, a few first shots fired as the ferrets are going to be chasing Classic Metal out of the middle area. It looks like Valently is actually going to be going in right now. He's going to position his squirrels on the low ground, he himself on the high ground, so he can get vision to the squirrel units. But all of his squirrels are nearly taken out. There we go, the last squirrel now just taken out, and Classic Metal is charging right back in, trying to take out the ferrets.
Yeah. All of Classic Metal squirrels were positioned on the high ground, and it looks like he will almost. He does get the mill, and now Classic Metal can. He's still fighting.
Right now, Valently's still trying to push Classic Metal away from this area, and he does successfully defend, but he does lose an expansion up there, which is going to be quite costly.
Was a good win for Classic Metal because he denies Valently the potential of fortifying the position, and Valently didn't have the pigeons to provide him with high ground vision, so he was forced to run in his commander and couldn't micro his army because his commander had to be on the high ground.
Alright, in the meantime, Classic Metal now has his own ferrets online as he puts down his first farm, just shoring up for the next half of the game here, as it looks like he might think about charging in. He's just wandering around Valently's destroyed mill, see what he can do here. Valently this time will be plopping down a Sniper Balloon of his own.
But unfortunately, the balloon won't do much to protect this expansion now that Classic Metal has his ferrets up, so he kind of lost his timing window. Valently has to think about expanding soon, or he might just build up a giant army and then try and push for that, but Classic Metal's position is really good.
And right now, Classic Metal putting down the Sniper Balloon of his own right next to the Barbed Wire. Just giving some more vision to his units there. And looks like Valently just putting down some more ferrets. He's going to be grabbing the expansion to the left. little bit farther away from Classic Metal's little fortress he has up here on this 3-tier high ground.
I don't like how Valently insists on these forward bases. He probably wants to play with his structures, but still, he has scouted the base all the way in the west side of the map, so he could take that. He unfortunately did not scout the base to the southeast of his main base, from what I can tell. So I don't know if he can even get these structures up now that Classic Metal has ferrets and his own sniper balloon. It's going to be really tricky for him to make that work.
Here we go. Some ferrets just firing shots at each other on the ledge. Valently pulling his units back just to avoid any confrontation, just in case he loses out that fight. But I mean, it looks like Classic Metal's in a much better position right now. He has 10 farms up. Valently only has 4 farms to his name. His farms having died out already, and we're past the 5-minute mark. He has no farms on his expansion to the left there. And now, it looks like Classic Metal's going to get some free hits onto the Squirrel Army.
Very nice play from Classic Metal.
And here we go. Valently feels pressure. He's going to be inching a little bit closer towards Classic Metal's fortress here, but see if we can do anything with it. He does have the patience to help out with vision, but right now, Classic Metal just dancing around the shots with his units. Valently already loses 1 ferret, the second ferret. Now, there it goes. It does go down.
Yeah, Valently loses 3 ferrets there, and the sniper balloon from Classic Metal just shot down unit after unit, and now Valently has 1 farm left, and the other one is still building, so he has to rely on his balloons. But Classic Metal can just sit back. He has a fully mining base, and he can get a different one that Valently can't really contest, because the moment Valently's army leaves, he dies.
Alright, now Classic Metal will be bringing out his ferrets aggressively out into the open. He feels the victory is close for him, but can he actually close it out here? Valently still has a pretty good army on his side, although Classic Metal is winning out in terms of sheer number.
Classic Metal has a lot of time in this game if he wants to. Valently is very far behind in economy. It's going to take a long time before he can even catch up. Or even expand his army.
And now he's swinging around his army. Can he see if he can get any shots here? Both ferrets, their shots flying far, but nothing really connecting quite yet. Both of them dancing around each other. Here we go. Have a bit of engagement here. The ferrets are now landing shots on both sides right now. But it looks like Classic Metal's units are thinking more about the warrens rather than engagement, as the ferrets are still poking away at Valently's units. And Valently, he's stuck behind the houses, but he's not really sure what he can do as he's watching his units die 1 by 1. And now he only has a single ferret on his entourage.
He's
1
trying
more
the best
freshly
he
pops
can.
out.
But Valently took the fight.
That's it.
Yeah, that's game 1 going to Classic Metal, taking the fight away from the sniper balloons. Which was a great way to close out the game by moving around those balloons.
Alright, and there we go.